could be asking yourselves, well, if there's no CBA agreement, why would the owners even send them contracts? Why would the team send these players contracts? They're not going to accept it. There's no CBA agreement. Well, once you start showing them money, they're more likely to say, BS, money talks, BS walks. Once you start showing them contracts that they could possibly be getting.
Cash rules. Talk is cheap. And right now, the WNBA owners are wagering that flashing real dollar amounts at the players will shatter the union's determination faster than any negotiation ever could. Because even as the league and the Players Association remain locked in a standoff with no collective bargaining agreement in sight, the league just dropped an order on all 30 general managers that feels almost absurd. Send out free agent contract offers anyway.
Take this a step further. If I'm an agent, I am using this, and when I'm going to my player, I'm using it to tell them how much this would translate to on the CBA deal that the owners currently offered. So let's say my name's Kelsey Mitchell, for example. Boom, here's 400. The Fever are offering you a $400,000 max salary contract. You know, Kelsey, if you guys would accept that deal, it's really a $1.2 million deal. Oh, you know, I didn't think of.
This isn't some routine paperwork. This is psychological warfare wrapped in the guise of business. Picture it. You're a player standing firm with the union, willing to risk the entire 2025 season for a fair deal. Then your phone buzzes. Your agent tells you the Indiana Fever just dangled $400,000. The Las Vegas Aces? $350. 000. Suddenly, it's no longer theoretical. That's cold, hard cash staring you in the face while you're clinging to principles. And here's the masterstroke from the owner's angle. They're not just revealing what players could earn under the current CBA. They're planting a number that agents can instantly recalculate for the owner's proposed deal, turning temptation into strategy.
I didn't think about it like that. That's what's going to get these players to jump. If they start equating what the offer is to what that new offer could be that the owners are laying out there. Maybe on the face, it's looking like a $200,000 deal. But if you actually were to accept the proposal that the owners are laying out there, it's really a $600,000 deal. Once the money starts rolling in, once they start getting shown actual dollar signs and figures, it's going to be much harder for them to stay united on this front.
Let's break down how this plays out in real time. Kelsey Mitchell receives a $400,000 offer from the Fever under the current setup. Her agent sits her down. Kelsey, if we take the owner's proposal on the table, that same deal becomes $1.2 million. Dana Evans sees a $300,000 offer. Her agent does the math. That's really $880,000 under the new plan. Suddenly, the conversation pivots. It's no longer abstract revenue percentages or debates over player worth. Now it's about staring at six-figure and seven-figure sums while weighing whether to hold the line or cash the check. The owners know human psychology. Standing united for better conditions feels doable when the alternative is theoretical. It becomes almost unbearable when the alternative is the largest contract you've ever seen.
Labor law, the WNBA has a status quo obligation to allow the sending of qualifying offers under the expired agreement. A moratorium, a legally authorized period of delay, could be agreed to by the union and the league, resulting in the complete pause of all free agency activity until a new CBA is ratified. As of Friday night, just before midnight, multiple league sources told Front Office Sports a moratorium was under consideration, proposed by the league to the players' union an hour before the CBA deadline. With no moratorium yet in place, WNBA officials spent the past 2 days calling general managers and executives from every franchise to tell them that the status quo period means they can send out qualifying.
So, what's really happening on the legal front? The clock struck midnight on Friday, January 10th, the third negotiating deadline, and still no deal. The league didn't collapse, but talks entered what's called a status quo period. Under U.S. labor law, the WNBA carries a status quo obligation, meaning both sides keep negotiating while every condition of the expired CBA remains in effect. The league floated a moratorium just an hour before the deadline that would have frozen all free agency moves until a new CBA was ratified. The Players Association was weighing it Friday night. But without a moratorium, the status quo allows teams to legally send qualifying offers to free agents starting January 11th. And that's exactly what WNBA officials spent the weekend orchestrating. Calls went out to general managers and executives across all 12 franchises with the same chilling instruction: send those offers immediately.
January 11th, how many players got calls from their agents saying, look, Chicago Sky are offering you this, the Las Vegas Aces are offering you this, the Los Angeles Sparks are offering you this, the Connecticut Sun are offering you this, the Atlanta Dream are offering you this? How many players actually got calls today with an offer and are now not so strong with the position that they're currently holding? If they were 100% all favor for a strike, are they now down to 90%, 80%, 75%? Are they now 50-50? Thinking that, this actually is a lot of money that we're turning down here.
Here's the question that cuts to the heart of it. How many players got those calls on January 11th? How many agents messaged saying, Chicago offered you this? Las Vegas wants you for that. Connecticut is putting together a package. Atlanta is interested at this number. How many players who were once 100% committed to holding out are now down to 90%, 80%, 75%? Because even if these offers seem meaningless on the surface, they accomplish something critical. They give players hard numbers about their current market value. Does my team see me as a max-level player? Am I getting mid-tier offers? Are some teams only willing to pay the minimum? That information becomes crucial when weighing whether to sacrifice a season, and for players sharing a roster with Caitlin Clark, the math gets even more intense. Maybe the Indiana Fever dangled a mid-level deal, around $250,000. But you're not just weighing the team salary, you're factoring off-court marketing potential. Playing alongside the most marketable player in women's basketball could turn that mid-level contract into a seven-figure total package, including endorsements, appearances, and social media growth.
Lexi Hall, Sydney Colson, Sophie Cunningham, Aaliyah Boston, Ari McDonald, Kelsey Mitchell. All these players are benefiting off the court just being associated with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. There's also another issue going on here. Ramona Shelburne points it out. While it doesn't seem like there are many immediate consequences to another formal or informal extension on the CBA talks because training camps don't open until April, I'm starting to hear increasing concern about how this delay could affect scheduling next year. In other words, if there's no CBA, there's no schedule, and arenas start to give dates away to other events. This is a great point.
Look at who's already reaped the Caitlin Clark effect. Lexi Hall went from relative obscurity to a Verizon social media presence and endorsement deals. Kelsey Mitchell's profile exploded. Aaliyah Boston's marketability skyrocketed. Erica Wheeler gained national recognition. Even players on rival teams like Sophie Cunningham and Sydney Colson saw their platforms grow simply from memorable moments with Clark on the court. So when a player reviews an offer from Indiana, they're not just scanning the salary line. They're thinking about what happened to everyone else who joined that roster. The Fever might dangle $300,000, but the real question is whether that exposure could convert into $500,000 in extra income. Suddenly, walking away to uphold union solidarity feels infinitely harder. The owners know this. They're not mailing these offers expecting signatures. They're planting doubt, quietly, strategically, in every player's mind.
Do the owners want to lose that money? Do the owners want to lose that opportunity to bring in all that revenue from a legit act coming to town? From someone that's going to actually fill up the building? Someone who's going to have their fans patronize the concession stands? Food, beer, etc., etc.? This is a great point Ramona Shelburne brings up. Let me know your thoughts.
And then there's Ramona Shelburne's insight, which adds a pressure layer most people aren't even considering. She pointed out that while there don't seem to be immediate consequences to delays, the domino effect is brutal. Tom's holdup affects next season's scheduling. Here's the catch: no CBA, no schedule. No schedule. Arenas start booking other events. Picture it from an arena manager's perspective. The WNBA says maybe there'll be a season, maybe not. They can't commit to dates. Meanwhile, the Jonas Brothers want Tuesday nights in June. Luke Combs demands 3 July dates. A guaranteed sellout concert, concessions flying, revenue locked in, ready to sign now. What do? The owners face the exact same calculation. Do they risk losing that revenue? Pass on events that will actually pack the building and drive $20 beers, $15 hot dogs, and sold-out stands? That's what's at stake beyond the game. Time stops being neutral. Every week without a CBA, arenas lock in other events. Once those dates are gone, they're gone. You can't bump the Jonas Brothers for a late-arriving WNBA season. Those contracts are binding. Players aren't just debating the current offer anymore. They're calculating whether their leverage grows or erodes over time. Labor law wisdom says time favors the workers since owners bleed money during a shutdown. But here, owners have alternatives. Arenas will fill with other acts. The NBA keeps churning billions. Meanwhile, players lose their only income. And when the league finally returns, they might be playing in half-empty arenas on inconvenient nights because all the prime dates went to Taylor Swift and Beyoncé. The Players Association dropped a statement late Friday night, accusing the league of undervaluing player contributions, ignoring concerns, and running out the clock. They claim the owners are clinging to a regressive status quo, risking both players' livelihoods and fan trust, all to protect provisions that no longer belong in women's basketball. That's the official union stance. But what happens when individual players start getting calls from their agents with concrete offers? When they watch teammates weigh deals? When they calculate not just salary, but marketing opportunities, especially from high-profile teams? Union strength lives in solidarity. And the owners just launched a strategy designed to test it, making the cost of standing firm personal and painfully real. Here's the brilliance of it. They don't need to break the whole union. Just enough players wavering to create momentum. If 5 or 6 top free agents start seriously considering deals, everyone else begins to doubt. One signature gives permission for others to follow. The dam doesn't need to collapse all at once, just a few cracks. The owners are betting that showing real money, real opportunities, and real consequences will crack that dam faster than any discussion of revenue-sharing percentages or salary caps ever could. Because ultimately, this isn't about CBA language. It's about whether players value the abstract ideal of a better deal more than the concrete reality of the biggest paycheck of their lives. The owners are making that choice impossible by ensuring every player knows exactly what they'd be walking away from. So the real question becomes, will the union hold? Or will we see players start breaking ranks over the coming weeks as these offers circulate and agents run the numbers? Because if I'm a player offered $400,000, translating to over $1 million under the proposed deal, and I'm watching arenas book other events while my union leadership insists we hold out longer, I'm going to start asking some brutally hard questions. The owners are counting on it. Counting on players having doubts, running the calculations, letting those questions creep in. They're counting on enough players concluding that money talks louder than union solidarity. That's the real game. Not the CBA negotiations themselves, but the psychological pressure campaign designed to fracture the united front before the Players Association can turn leverage into real gains. We're about to find out whether the players' resolve is stronger than their financial reality. Because the owners just made that reality incredibly, painfully, personally expensive to uphold.